Good morning from my workout room in Fountain City, Wisconsin, and I'm back on my treadmill at home. I wasn't sure what the weather was outside as far as the conditions, so it was dark. I made a decision to be faithful to commitment, and I've been on here this morning and just praying and reflecting about this past weekend and a life that has been changed. And mainly right now, the focus that I'm going to share is my own story, my own revelations. But 5 years ago this month, I reached a 45-pound weight loss. It was something I didn't even know was possible for me in my life at that time. At the age of 53, I kind of thought midlife, excuse, all the things, right? And I was in a different state of being at that time in my life. Overwhelmed, working a lot of jobs, exhausted, and kind of feeling past stuck, like I can't do this. And I remember the prayers that I had, and they were prayers of, I need to find something. I feel so yucky inside. The physical weight was actually causing a lot of internal struggle for me about how I felt about myself. So it affected my confidence, it affected my overall well-being, and then my behaviors that went with it, because I was trying to numb my emotional stuff with more food, and was causing me to even go further down a road I didn't want to be on. And I just prayed and prayed and prayed. And I reached out to a friend who I saw here on Facebook, who was sharing her journey of, she had been healthy at that time for 6 years and multiple years, and I was drawn to that. I was like, I want to turn my life around. I want to get healthy for my life. I want to live like I was. I want to be active and engaged. And I reached out to her. I had no clue if this was going to work. I had no idea. But I was in a desperate place, and I remember I told Neil, I just did this thing. I don't know if it's going to work or not. If it doesn't, it's 1 month, shame on me. If it doesn't work, I won't reinvest, right? But I decided to reinvest in myself. And I remember Neil telling me, you're not fat. And I said, I just don't feel good inside. There's something inside of me that this is not who I want to be. And he was such a support, right? And I'm so grateful and blessed because he's my cook. So I had to get his buy-in, like, you will help me? And he agreed, yeah, I'll cook the meals. So 5 years ago, August to December, August 24th to December 24th was my weight loss journey. What happened along that way is I started digging in to my internal stuff, and I started to drop baggage. But what I have found on this journey was I decided to step in. I decided to be curious. I decided to challenge myself. And it was these little steps. And how this worked was the coach, me, your coach, comes in as a guide, and we just help you with the steps, with what's next, where I go now. And when I was climbing these mountains this weekend, 2 different times, 2 different mountains, there was a spot in both where I got stuck, where I was like, I don't know if I can do it, right? And one was going up Camelback, and I was so afraid because it was a bigger step, bigger leap than I could take. And the fear of falling, the fear of I won't be able to get down if I get there, oh my God. All these things were in my head, and there's people that came around me. And there was this young group of men, and they jumped down this hill, and I'm like, oh, geez. I'm watching them jump down, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna be able to jump down, and they made it look really easy, right? And I was like, oh. And I was gonna turn back, and the young man said, don't turn back now. You will live to regret it. let me show you how. And he showed me exactly where to put my foot. And then the next foot, and then the next foot. And pretty soon he's like, you got it, you're there, you're up. And I was like, oh, and I can't tell you that exhilarated feeling I felt, that I got there. And then at that moment, I decided no more worrying about what it's gonna be like to go down. No more. I'm only gonna focus on going up. And I'm gonna focus on one step at a time. And when I reach the top, I will then, one step at a time, come back down. And you know what? I found that there was a whole other group of people just like me that were doing something outside of their comfort zone, and we were all baby stepping. The rocks were a little slippery. It was rainy. It was probably not the most ideal day. But we were in this group, and one would try one path, and I was looking at what other people were doing and where they were planting their feet, and I was less afraid, and I could see the way. Why we do this with a coach and a guide is that guide tells you right where to put your foot. Here's the next step until you feel like, I got this. And then we have that confidence in ourselves. And sometimes we come around in groups where there's other people doing the same, and all of us embrace you coming down or going up your mountain. And what has made the difference for me in this whole entire journey has been that I haven't had to do it alone on any step. And everything that I said that I wanted to accomplish, someone's showing me how to do it. One baby step at a time. Can you do this? Here's what's next. All I had to do was follow the lead. And sometimes that's where we get stuck, isn't it? When we want to create our own path. I want to go it alone. I can do this on my own. And then the first obstacle comes, and we can't see where to put our foot. We can't see it. We want to turn around, and there's nobody around you encouraging you that you will regret it if you stop here. And what happens? We turn around. What I have found on this journey is they don't let us turn around. We keep going. The path is made clear along the way. You're not alone. You have me, you have your team. You get to do this every step of the way. You're not left behind. When the last person comes up the hill, we cheer. We wait for each other to accomplish. Just like running a 5K, when I ran my 5K, I noticed that same experience. And I thought, what is different about this program than anything I've ever done in my life? And you know what's different? Is everything anybody ever offered to me, I have been able to make come true in my life. I've never been able to say that about anything. It's like everything has been what they said and then some. For this girl who started out with this skeptical, I don't know if this works or not. And a month later, I was down 15 pounds, and I told my doctor the same thing. When he wanted to take me off medication, I don't know if this will work long term or not. I don't know. Well, what I do know 5 years later, it does work. I'm evidence. I'm living a completely different life today. Everything about my life, every single thing about how I think, how I show up for myself, for my family, for my spouse, how I'm willing to step in, even when I'm afraid to take the next step. Everything about my life has changed. So at 58, I am going to honestly tell you, I am in a healthier mentally, physically, emotionally state than I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, or early 50s. And I get to go the rest of my life in this mindset of, where do I want to go? And what's the next step? And I'm not gonna do it alone. I am looking for who's done it before me and show me where the next step is. And that's what we do as coaches. We help you find what's your next step. You start with the first step, and then here's the next, and here's the next. And sometimes we slide, trust me. That's part of contending for your health, right? But we don't let you fall. We keep going, moving forward, baby step, baby step, baby step, baby step, until you are running. I will be with you. I will run with you wherever your goals are. I will not let you fail. Once you commit and you've decided you want to run, I will walk with you along that journey, and I will not let you quit, because everybody on this planet deserves to live a full, healthy, vibrant life. Alive, feeling vibrant, feeling the energy, feeling exhilarated. Oh, that feeling was so awesome. And when I got to the top, I want to show someone else how to do it now. Happy Monday.